Well, hello, Gemini. Welcome to Tarot to a T. This is going to be your late July 2023 reading. Again, for the sign of Gemini. And if you've been with me for a while, you know I was on vacation this month, so hence that is the reason it is coming out late. I appreciate your patience. I didn't get to as many signs this month as I wanted to. I wanted to do one for all, but I'm running out of time. It's almost the end of July and we're looking at August. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started here. This is going to be a general inquiry. So if it doesn't fit your situation, after a couple minutes, feel free to come back and join me for the next one. And if this is the first time to my channel, welcome. Glad to see you here. So again, what message does Gemini need to hear in this latter half of July 2023? General message for Gemini. Okay, we got 2 on that one. Whoa, okay. Now, sticking that one back in, because that insisted that it come out there. One more. I think I missed it. Let's try it again. Too many cards. Okay, that was a for sure. Actually, there's 3, but I'll go ahead and take that. We got one that flipped around here, so we'll put that back straight. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into it. You get the 4 clubs. 3 hearts, 7 of hearts, and the 7 of clubs and the 4 diamonds. Looks like you are in the midst of some kind of heartache, but it may not be permanent. It may not be permanent here. So this is the disappointment in somebody else. Somebody let you down, or again, they didn't come through for you in some way. Maybe there were some broken promises, or they were just, this doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. I do want to put that caveat out there. This could be some kind of business relationship or a friendship, a family member. But somebody's let you down here, and you're a little on the fence about how you feel about it. Yeah, with the 3 of hearts, that's tugging you in a couple of different directions. Perhaps you want to overlook the situation or forgive them, but you're like, no, this is a little bit more significant than just letting it go, right? Letting it pass. Things are very stable in your home life. I'm not sure what this would have to do with the story that I'm getting, but this is about things being very secure in your home and your ability to keep a roof over your head, pay the bills and whatnot. But here, there's some kind of, okay, this is strange. I'll just blurt it out. So the 4 of diamonds again talks about that home situation, but this is the windfall card. So things are looking very nice for you financially in some manner. The 7 of clubs, though, that is very interesting because this is about feeling trapped some way. It's like you're trapped by some kind of investment. It's like you're sitting, so this is what I'm getting. You're sitting on some kind of money that's bogging you down. But it would make more sense if it was some kind of investment. Like, let's say you invested in the stock market or some kind of, fund of some sort, and it's not doing well, and therefore there's a whole lot riding on it with the 4 of diamonds. And you're feeling a little bit confined, like you have to get out of it, but there's a feeling of being trapped. It almost seems like this is a couple different storylines going on at the same time. So Gemini, you might have more than one theme going on for this month, but this could be tied in with somebody letting you down. Maybe they advised you to invest this way, and it just turned out not to be so great. It's something that you're feeling trapped by. It could also be an investment in a property. I'll put that out there. Yeah, you got a lot riding on it, whatever it is. But the silver lining in this is things are secure for you otherwise. Like, you have no problem feeding yourself. Like I said, you have a place to live. Things are sound and solid there. Let's go ahead and see what else we got. 2 of diamonds, 4 of spades, 8 of diamonds. And these 3 came out together at the end there. Wow, look at all these face cards. 8 of hearts, 8 of hearts, Jack of hearts, and the Queen of clubs. You could be dealing with a fire sign and a water sign, or that could be you, the water energy, just because the Jack of hearts is someone who's got their heart literally out there, like they have their heart open and they're feeling vulnerable. I'm almost picking up there's different themes going on here. I don't know, maybe this reading is meant for different Geminis, or you really do have all this going on. It's a lot. It's a lot, I will admit. Because this is almost like a social situation. With the 8 of hearts, it's like... I don't know. I'm going to back up here. So the 7 of hearts energy may be tied in with this 8 of hearts and this Queen of clubs. The Queen of clubs is a fire sign. I'm thinking these things and not saying them, so I need to start talking. Sorry, I tend to do that. I stay in my head because I get the information right, and it's a lot. So the Queen of clubs is a fire sign energy. Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. That could have been somebody you met. Not necessarily female. It's just a queen energy. Somebody has a little bit of power and authority. But they're not like an overly controlling type of personality. But they do have that going for them. And you might have met them under the pretense of the 8 of hearts. So that's going out and socializing, having fun, going out for drinks, going out for dinner, going to shows. And you met somebody significant. And your heart was open to them with the Jack of hearts energy. That's what I'm reading in this. And it's very well that you met this fire sign. Okay. Perhaps that is what is behind this. Somebody letting you down a little bit. I don't see devastation and total chaos going on here. It's just something has occurred between you two that has led to a little bit of heartbreak. Again, a letdown, a disappointment. It happens, right? Doesn't mean the whole world is shattered, but anyway, we'll go back and look at these pentacles. Since we had emphasis on the pentacles here, things are very balanced financially for you. Like I said, you're feeling trapped by some kind of investment with the 7 of clubs. But things are very balanced for you all in all. Things are looking very good for you there. And this is the entrepreneurial card. If you're in business for yourself, or you have some kind of, solo investment. I keep hearing some kind of investment. That's the only word that's popping up. It's not popping up exactly what it is. It's something that you have initiated and you have managed on your own in some sense, because this is that entrepreneurial card. But this, again, if you've heard me talk about this card before, also implies that your efforts are going to pay off. If they haven't already, I don't know, maybe that's what you're feeling trapped by. Like now you have this burden of what do you do with this windfall? And there's some stress that's been relieved. Again, emphasis on the home, because we have the 4. The home, the lifestyle, the living situation. There's some stress that's been relieved here as well. So I feel like I'm speaking to a Gemini that has some kind of heartache going on, some kind of letdown with somebody. Things are very secure in the home and the living situation, and there's some kind of entrepreneurial effort that you are involved in or have been, or you're looking to be involved in, like you just started it. And there's this burden here of some kind of investment. That's why I think it's tied in with the entrepreneurial energy over there. In the meantime, you have this fire sign that you're involved with, and I think it's more on a personal level. I don't think this is a business partner. I mean, it could be. And maybe they've done something to let you down. Let's go ahead and get more cards. Ace of Hearts. Interesting. So there is some kind of new start. It may have to do with that person that you've met. And now that you have this windfall, there's some kind of new start here to like start on a new, some kind of new venture, or you want to follow your instincts and your passions with this Ace of Hearts. That's the crux of the matter. What it is, I cannot see the details like that. But it's important for you that you follow your heart. Maybe that's where the disappointment's coming in. Maybe you're not on the same page with this person you've met, even though they're very important to you. I feel like that's some kind of, like I said, a relationship, a partnership that's going on some kind of personal level. And maybe you've had this windfall as a result of this investment, and they're letting you down a little bit here because they, for some reason, have a say in what happens next, and you're disagreeing on that, and this is where you're torn. But it's important to you to follow your heart. You have your own ideas, don't you? Okay. Oh. Too many cards. Let's get started over here with the deck. Yeah, it's stressing you out, isn't it? Stress and worry. Again, it's about being pulled in a couple different directions. You could have, like I said, that person who's not on the same page with you, but you might have different decisions to make on your own anyway. This is kind of tugging at your heartstrings and stressing you out because there are many options. I'm sensing there's more than just like two options, for example. There's like multiple possibilities that could come out of this. And the Queen of Diamonds, you might have somebody around you who's an earth sign. This is Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This person's very good with money. Again, we're not looking at male, female, even though it's a queen energy. They have some kind of power and authority. Maybe it's somebody that you're relying upon for advice, maybe some kind of financial advisor, or somebody who you've worked with for a long time who you really trust. They're very practical with money, budgeting, making, financial decisions. Maybe they're the cause of of being pulled in a couple of directions, because on one hand you have this person who emotionally affects you, and then you have this very practical minded person who's saying, no, that's probably not the smart thing to do. That would certainly cause stress and worry and tug at your desires here, because you probably want the best of both worlds. That's what I'm hearing. You want the best of both worlds, and it's just not possible. You're kind of stuck in the middle. King of Diamonds. Look at that. You also got the King of Diamonds. So big emphasis on practical people who are really practical and suave, and they have good practical sense around money and a lot of experience with it. Power figures. This king is definitely a power figure. I mean, maybe this is a bank. Maybe the king and the Queen of Diamonds represent members of a bank or some kind of lending institution. Or maybe you have a team of accountants that... I don't think a king would be an accountant because this is somebody who has power. There's something over there's a shadow over you in this money situation, Gemini, because again, you're feeling trapped. You're feeling trapped by this, even though this is the windfall card, and that was puzzling to begin with. Maybe it's about these people. For some reason, they have control over it. They have, like, the final say. Maybe you owe them money. Especially in the entrepreneurial position, maybe you had to borrow money. Maybe this represents, like, again, like a lending institution, or it could be a private individual. It feels very, very stressful. I mean, not necessarily upsetting, like emotional. There's a little bit of emotion out here, but it's very stressful, whatever it is you're going through in July. And look at this. This is all faded. This is all part of your destiny here. So this is the way to look at the Six of Spades is you're on the right path because you're following your destiny. You haven't veered from it. You haven't gone off on a tangent. You haven't gone down a dead end trail. If you want to picture it that way, it also means that because you're on the right path, it's going to open up new opportunities for you that are going to help fulfill your destiny, whatever that may be. And I don't think we all have a fixed one destiny. I think we have many things that we want to work on in this life, and this is just one of them, right? And whatever you're doing in this situation seems to be the right path. The experience that needs to occur is occurring. However unsatisfactory it is at the moment, how uncomfortable it is at the moment, it is the correct one. But I also just pulled the Seven of Spades. So there's something that's going to be revealed in this situation. There's hidden information if it hasn't come out already. Perhaps you just realized it, or you had some kind of epiphany. Maybe this king and this queen revealed something to you. Maybe they gave you a reality check. Maybe that's why you're feeling trapped by this. Like, here's the windfall, but you're trapped by it. Maybe you have to pay a lot of taxes. I still think it's about money owed or money tied up some way. And I think someone dropped the bomb. There's some kind of thing, something has been revealed that I guess made it kind of bittersweet, huh? I'm going to ask for another card before we move on to advice. I just feel like this is getting more and more intense. As the more cards I pull out, there's a lot of twists and turns to it. Six of Diamonds. Wow. Another six. Again, I think this is a positive sign because this is telling me that you are able to take some kind of greater financial responsibility as a result of all this. This is also probably what you're facing. It's also going to open up other financial opportunities for you. So again, however stressful it is, the state of angst, I feel like you're in this state of angst. I see someone like wringing their hands. It is the path you were meant to walk. It is how things are supposed to occur. It is how things were meant to unfold. And it's going to lead to this greater, I want to spit out the word riches. I don't like to be that materialistic, but it's going to lead to greater riches in your life, greater opportunities in that area, particularly. No matter how you're feeling trapped by this financial investment here, let's go ahead and please give us advice for Gemini in this stressful situation. The Queen of Spades. Wow. Black and White Joker, full card. I think we've seen that before, haven't we? Two of Clubs. Two of Hearts. Wow. So the first thing I want to mention is this is probably you, because this is air energy, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. This is the queen that keeps to herself. She doesn't reveal what she's thinking or feeling. She's very reserved. People around her may suspect what's going on beneath the surface. You may be advised in this case, Gemini, to kind of go into hermit mode, because I see her as that. She's the hermit. Just not saying a whole lot. You're observing and you're present and all that, but for some reason there's not reason to share your thoughts. Maybe all this conflicting energy I just pulled out is not to be shared with others, and you're probably feeling like you don't really want to anyway. And things are definitely up in the air for you. I think that's a given. With the full energy, you are looking at a new start and just kind of not knowing what the future holds. This is to be expected, I think, in this situation. It's being confirmed by the cards here that you don't know what the future holds. That could go either way, right? It could be really anxiety provoking, but I think it also could be really positive if you let go of the worst case scenario, for example. Don't think of the worst things occurring. I think that's what I'm picking up in this reading, is there's so much anxiety around this. When I said angst, it's anxiety. I couldn't put my finger on it. Yeah, that's the emotion. Things are up in the air, but you do have a future to walk into. And it looks like kind of on a new start. Now with the Two of Clubs, it seems to be switching gears here, and I'll explain why. The Two of Clubs is about a need to communicate, and the Two of Hearts is about that desire for connection. So I feel like this is the dual things you have going on. You have this budding relationship, and you also have this financial situation that's like a huge headache and a half. And again, I think it's about not knowing where it's going, but also kind of keeping it on the low down for the time being. You just kind of keep that stuff to yourself until it starts working out in a particular, how do I say that, in a particular way. Like, things are so up in the air, you need to let things settle. That's what I meant. But on the other hand, you need to communicate, because over here is Hermit energy, and here's communication. There's some kind of communication that needs to occur to restore the balance in this connection, because you are desiring this closeness and this intimacy here. I have never seen a reading address two parallel themes going on at the same time, but hey, there's a first for everything. It's tricky. It's tricky, but I think I caught it. Any more cards of advice for Gemini, please? Nine of Clubs. Some kind of completion here. It's being acknowledged that you have reached some kind of, well, completion that to your satisfaction. That was the rest of that sentence that needed to come out there. It's about being satisfied with the outcome, an achievement of some sort. So whatever has transpired in the financial, I think it's about the financial situation, honestly, more than this relationship thing. I feel like is kind of new, and so there's a little bit coming out about it, but I don't think that's the focus. The main focus is that financial situation, that investment, and all the particulars. Any more cards here? Any more cards here for Gemini? Oh, can't take that many. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, that's better. We got two. Queen of Hearts and the Five of Spades. Interesting. So the Queen of Hearts is water energy. Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. If you're not involved with somebody like that, that is more about the self-nurturing card. Now, interestingly, the Five of Spades talks about the need for some kind of breakup. It's possible you're involved with a water sign and you need to break it off, or there's somebody involved with your business financial situation here that needs to, you need to let go of them, and you need to get them out of the picture. Like, break off that relationship, whatever relationship that is. Or I'm also reading it as the advice saying that you're not taking care of yourself at the moment. You were taking care of yourself before, but at the moment you're not. So that's the breakup. Obviously, it wouldn't be advising you not to take care of yourself. I think that's contradictory to what tarot is all about. So I'm not going to say stop taking care of yourself. Like I said, you're either involved with some kind of water energy, and I think they do have a little bit of power and authority. So if that's could be a clue for you, or you are not taking care of yourself. I mean, that actually could mean both things. Like, whoever this is not good for the situation. And more or less they're toxic to the situation, and therefore you need to break things off. And being involved with them is not good for you, you see. That's the lack of self-care. That's the lack of looking out for your best interest, even if you felt obligated to have them involved in this. I'm going to ask for more cards of advice. I don't want to end on that. That's pretty crazy to end on that kind of advice. I mean, I think it's pertinent, but I want to end on something more positive. Yeah, this is more or less more positive, but it does talk about stress around this, and I do think whatever this investment is part of your work. There's some stress relief you're being called to relieve the stress around this. Okay, period. It could be that you have too much energy invested in this, you're putting in too many hours, or you're just in this constant worry state, which I think we already kind of established. You're very worried and stressed, all in all, right? There's a need to relieve that stress. Any more cards of advice? Because I don't want to leave it on that note either. Okay, the Ten of Diamonds. Okay. Wow, that was pretty quick. And the Ten of Diamonds is a good card to wrap this up on, because this does talk about a completion. So if you take these steps to eliminate this water sign and therefore start taking care of yourself again, okay, that's one takeaway. Relieve the stress around this whole situation by stepping away from it, because I do think it's part of your work. Keeping to yourself a little bit right now and just letting things be is the full energy. You just let them be. You let things settle as they may. Of course, you keep tabs on things and you keep watch. You don't have to stick your head in a hole in the sand and ignore everything, but just kind of keeping it on the down low. Your feelings are going to be there, your anxiety is going to be there, but all in all, this is going to wrap up a cycle for you. And look at this, success and prosperity, so this is going to work out in your favor. No doubt about that. And let's not forget this, the sweetness of this budding relationship and your desire to be close and intimate with this Queen of Clubs, who could also be male, not necessarily a queen. But you need to communicate some feelings around that. If things have felt, so let's put it this way, if things have felt out of sorts with them, this will restore the balance, the communication. All right, Gemini, this was a mouthful. This was a lot. I am feeling like I accomplished a lot in interpreting this. I think I got all the twists and turns in it. There's a lot going on for you. I don't envy your situation, because it's when there's just too much going on at one time, it can leave us depleted and exhausted, and I know that feeling. So I hope there was some guidance you got out of this. If you did like the video, please remember to give me a thumbs up and like the video. It's very, very important to let YouTube know that you want to see more of my content. Also, by subscribing. If you don't want notifications, you can always turn those off. Just subscribe, and that supports the channel as well. If you're interested in a private reading, that information is in the description box. And again, I appreciate your patience for July. We should be back on track for August. And I will see you again soon. Take care.